Hello everyone, let us discuss about aphorism 26 today, which talks to us regarding the therapeutic law of nature. This is very important aphorism from the understanding of the system point of view as well as from exam point of view. They'll ask you question as state 26th aphorism and explain. So it's a 10 marks question. You will have to listen to it carefully so that you can understand and present it better in the papers, as well as it will give you some idea that how Hahnemann is substantiating his theory. Okay, let us read out the 26th aphorism statement. A weaker dynamic affection is permanently extinguished in the living organism by a stronger one if the latter, while differing in kind, is very similar to the former in its manifestations. Right? Thus, this is a statement. When they ask you to state this, you will have to write as it is. You are not supposed to change is, was, or anything from this statement. Please write as it is. Already we have seen in previous aphorisms regarding application of knowledge of medicine to knowledge of disease through different systems or through different principles. One is antipathy, allopathy and homeopathy, right? So now here Hahnemann would like to prove the superiority of homeopathy over other systems of medicine by quoting nature's law of cure. This law works with living vital phenomena, okay, not with the material phenomena. When superficially seen, this law gives entirely different meaning. How? For example, you have a lead plate. On that you have kept an iron rod. What will happen? The lead plate will get depressed, right? So now you want the lead plate to come back to its normalcy. So according to therapeutic law of nature, what are you doing? You are keeping one more big stone on it, so that if at all this law applies, it should come back to normalcy. But whereas still more big depression will happen. The one more example is of a copper wire. If at all a copper wire is taken and you heat it, what will happen? It will start melting. Now you want the copper wire back. So will you give more heat? But what will happen? It will not come back to normalcy, whereas it melts completely. Why so is? Because we are talking of not living thing. We are talking of a material thing. So these above examples, we cannot apply it, 26th aphorism, to these material things or non-living material things. But this is not the case with the living organism. It does not behave passively. See now, one or the other way, when you do something with a living organism, it behaves, it reacts. In which way it reacts, we don't know, but it reacts, right? So it reacts by its vital organism. Living organism can neither receive two dynamic affection at the same time nor react to them simultaneously. Okay, it has to choose one, and it will choose one which one is stronger. Okay, so this is how vital force leaves the weaker affection and stays with the stronger affection. This law Sarkar would like to give with an example of a chemical affinity. Okay, see here. He gives an example of Na2CO3 plus 2HCl. What is the reaction occurring here is? The reaction occurring here is 2NaCl, sodium chloride and carbonic acid. H2CO3 has been formed. In this equation, what we see is sodium has got affinity towards chloride only, right? So it forms a sodium chloride. So exactly the same way, vital force will have affinity for a stronger affection always. So this is what he would like to explain through the chemical affinity. Now Hahnemann would like to give you some of the examples in his footnote of 26th aphorism, so as to make you more convinced or make you understand 26th aphorism in better way, which are very important for your exam point of view. If at all you mention them is best. He gives an example of Jupiter. In the daylight, as sun is there, his energy is much more than the Jupiter. Hence, it vanishes. Jupiter vanishes. Jupiter is not seen, not perceived by our eyes, right? So here, as the similar phenomena is light. Okay. Stronger affection is sun, weaker affection is Jupiter. Right. So here what he would like to say is weaker dynamic affection is extinguished by the stronger one. See here, he gives example of a fetid smell. Okay, fetid odor. If you are going somewhere near the gutter or somewhere, you get a very horrible smell. Right? It's what it creates is it creates a nauseating sensation, that is olfactory disgust. That sense of smell, once you have smelled, it will not leave you at all. Okay, but the same thing can be removed by the snuff. Snuff also is a olfactory sensation, and the disgust also is a olfactory sensation. Okay, as it is similar, but it is stronger to the fetid odor. Okay. One more example he gives about the war. See, now these are outdated examples, because nowadays if I talk to you regarding such wars, you won't understand, neither you will be able to correlate it. But as Hahnemann wrote it during his time, he takes example of war of his time, right? During the war, they used to have soldiers, and also they used to have one troupe of music. They used to beat lot of drums and all, so that a soldier is there, is a friend. If at all he gets injury or he is been killed, and that time he'll produce a piteous mourning, isn't it? And if at all your friend or somebody very near to you gets piteous mourning, what will happen is you will get discouraged. You feel like running away from the war. But so that this piteous mourning shouldn't be heard to these soldiers, they would be beating the drums to the highest extent. Noise is a affection. Weaker affection is from the soldier. The stronger affection is from the beating of the drum. Okay, because the beating of the drum has extinguished the crying of the soldier. Like, see, he gives the example of a grief. If at all a person is under grief, when he sees someone who is having sorrow which is more powerful than him. Okay, for example, a man who has lost his child is under grief, and that the same person sees someone who has lost everyone in his family, right? So then suddenly he sees that he is more than that particular person, so definitely his sorrow will be reduced. So the grief is the similar affection over here. The stronger grief reduces the weaker one. Okay. Next example what Hahnemann gives is the injurious effects of excessive joy. Even when we are very happy also, it gives rise to lot of injurious effects on the body. Okay. So if at all now we are very happy, and because of that we are getting that problems. Coffee has got a capacity to produce excessive joyous condition. Okay. Hence, it removes the injurious effects which have been produced due to excessive joy. He gives one more example. Again, we are going to 300 years back. Germans had a very sinking and deeper depression because they were ruled by the Westerns. So, went into more and more agony. But their situation became intolerable. Their mean opinion about themselves, whereby overstrained and removed, they again became alive to their divinity as men, and then for the first time they raised their head as a Germans. A same situation what we felt with the Britishers when they were ruling us, went on accepting the things, but when we saw that the torture has become too much, then what Indians did is they raised their head, and then they conquered Britishers. We would be able to get a freedom back by sending them to their own nation. So this is how Hahnemann gives us example that once if at all your energy levels are meeting, when you become more stronger, automatically the other one then becomes weaker. The stronger one will always flourish, stronger one will remain. So at a dynamic level, always vital force try to choose dynamic level. The stronger things are chosen, weaker are left. So this is how Hahnemann would like to explain in his 26th aphorism regarding therapeutic law of nature. This is all examples he has taken from nature. He is telling that, see, in the nature what happens is Stronger one is accepted, weaker one is dejected, and this helps in vanishing the weaker affection completely. So now already what I have explained here is about the example is about the Jupiter, about the fetid odor, about the excessive joy and the coffee, about the prolonged grief, and about the depression of the people who were ruled by some other people. That is depression of German. Thank you.